You can say that there are 3, 5, or 10 of these different nouns. For example, this is an apple, and I've got 3 apples here. They have singular and plural forms. Countable nouns have singular and plural forms, which means that you can use the articles a or an with the singular form of these nouns. A lemon, an apple, a glass. Okay, so I said an apple and a lemon there, didn't I? So what's the difference? Well, a or an is just like saying that there is one of something. So it's used with a singular noun, never in the plural form. We use a in front of a noun that starts with a consonant sound. A banana, a cup, a plate, a potato, a lemon. We use an in front of a noun that starts with a vowel sound, like an apple, an orange, or an hour. Now, hour's a little tricky. It starts with a consonant, and actually it starts with a vowel sound. So we're talking about letters or sounds. This word starts with a consonant letter, but the first sound that you hear when it's pronounced is a vowel sound. Ow, ow, hour, not hour. So because it starts with a vowel sound, you need to use the article an. So what about plural countable nouns? When you have a plural countable noun, you can use the word some. If you're not being specific, you don't know exactly how much, or you don't want to say exactly how much, use some. Or you can use the number and be exact. You can say some potatoes, or 2 forks, or 3 glasses. Most English nouns are countable, but there are so many nouns outside of the kitchen, right? Like day and week and hour, minute, task, appointment, activity. So let's recap on countable nouns. They can be singular or plural. You can use the articles a and an when talking about these nouns, when they're singular. You can use some with plural nouns when you don't want to be specific. Or you can just use the number to say exactly how many. Like I said, the majority of English nouns are countable nouns. And the way to find out is to check your dictionary. Every dictionary will say whether the noun is countable or uncountable. You'll see a little U or a little C next to the noun. And it's really important that you get into the habit of using these nouns correctly. They are treated very differently in English sentences. Remember that the words you can use with them are quite different. And this is how so many English mistakes are made, particularly with grammar. So you really must start paying attention to the type of noun that you're using and how it affects the other words in your sentences. The kitchen is a great place to start talking about countable and uncountable nouns. It's been a while since English has been in the kitchen, so I'm very excited to be back here. The easiest way to remember uncountable nouns is to think about nouns that are difficult to count. Things like liquids, water, or wine. Gases, the air, or powders like flour. or things like electricity, money, or abstract nouns like happiness, motivation, and luck. Now, all of these nouns, if you think about it, are difficult to count. Uncountable nouns have only one form. They can't be plural. You can't use a or an with uncountable nouns because they can't be counted. You can't use numbers with them at all. We can't say, I need a milk or give me 3 monies. But you can use some with uncountable nouns, and that just means an amount, but not a specific amount. Can you get some rice from the supermarket for me? We can also use uncountable nouns without some. Can you get rice from the supermarket for me? Perfectly okay as well. For example, to make pancakes, I need to have some flour, I need to have some sugar, some water, and maybe even some maple syrup. All of these nouns are uncountable, but we do need a way to quantify these nouns, especially when you're cooking in the kitchen. We need to know how much to use. And that's easy to do when you're talking about countable nouns, like a lemon or an apple. But with uncountable nouns, you need another countable noun to help you quantify your uncountable noun. A packet of rice, a cup of oil, a can of coconut milk, 2 liters of water, for example. And all of a sudden, all of these things can become countable. Notice how I was using an article with all of those nouns. Now, this is all great in the kitchen, but what about outside of the kitchen? With nouns like information or happiness or money, luggage, advice, it's the same idea. A piece of information, a moment of happiness, a bit of luck, or a bit of money, 2 pieces of luggage, or I've got 3 pieces of advice for you. Let's recap on uncountable nouns for a moment. They have only one form, they're never plural. You can't use articles like a or an with them, and you can't use numbers. You can't say an information or 2 luggages or 3 advices. Okay? Fabulous. Don't forget that you can download this worksheet to help you practice using uncountable nouns correctly. Now, there are some uncountable nouns that you'll see being used as plural nouns. But before you freak out, these exceptions are related to the context. And just for a moment, this is going to get a little bit confusing. But be patient, stay calm, I'm going to help you to understand right now. Let's use coffee as an example. I've got some instant coffee here, some coffee beans, and of course, a delicious cup of coffee. Now, the liquid is uncountable, and so is the powder that's in instant coffee. Now, you can count the beans, but that's less common. So we need some other countable nouns to tell us some more information about the noun. A jar, a packet, or a kilogram, a cup. But you might hear someone say, I'll have a coffee with 2 sugars, please. Huh? Coffee and sugar are both uncountable. How can that be? Well, simply, the context will tell us that it means a cup of coffee and 2 teaspoons of sugar. The same if someone said, we'll take 3 waters. It means 3 bottles of water or 3 glasses of water. So how do you know if a noun is countable or uncountable? It's easy. In the dictionary, when you look up this word, you'll see a U or a C next to that noun. It will tell you if it's countable or uncountable. And instantly, you'll know how you can use this noun, especially once you download the worksheet that's going to help you. It's really important because remember, there's lots of different words that you can use in English with uncountable nouns that you can't use with countable nouns. There's a little water in my cup. There's a few waters in my cup. There's too much information. There's too many informations. So it's really important that you're using the correct English word with these nouns. Now, before I finish, I want to tell you some of the biggest mistakes that I see with uncountable nouns in English. Advice, knowledge, information, news, luggage, equipment, and furniture. These are all uncountable nouns. They have only one form. So that's it for this lesson. I hope that you're feeling a little more confident with uncountable nouns now. Remember that you can watch the countable nouns lesson right here. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you never miss a lesson. There's a couple more lessons in this playlist that you might enjoy too. That's it for now, but I will see you again very soon. Bye!